wellness culture is something that I have sort of been trying to understand for a long time. I read a great essay that sort of speaks to it by Jack Antonoff called Always Be Optimizing, that really started my thinking around it. And then I sort of started to notice these little things everywhere, little mechanisms that we all sort of have or things that we all dabble in to try and feel well and spiritually connected. People do it, particularly white women do it in a way which can be pretty bad. So I just sort of started seeing it everywhere. I don't know, I've been like a yoga class or like, I don't know, I would see like a sign at the grocery store or some little thing. I was kind of like, what are we all doing? What is this? There's a satirical pop song in here. I think I started writing Mood Ring in the middle of the night, actually. I woke up and just started writing down a bunch of stuff. I've been reading a lot about sort of the 60s new age culture. For lots of reasons, I feel like that time is a real parallel for our time. But it really struck me how they sort of had their own like wellness movement happening in the way that we do now. It's indebted to a song from my youth by Lily Allen called The Fear, which was a really like seminal pop song for me. I'd never heard like a satirical pop song from the perspective of a really vapid young woman. So this is sort of like my 2021 wellness edition of that.
I'm trying to blow bubbles, but inside can't seem to fix my mood. Today it's as dark as my roots. If I ever let them grow out.
I wanted to kind of, paint sort of the image of a privileged young woman sort of feeling like deck is stacked against her a little bit. I'm trying to blow bubbles. I'm trying to keep it light. I'm trying to feel happy, but I just keep getting tanked by my bad mood. And I loved immediately painting that image that the narrator of the song is not myself. Dark as my roots if I ever let them grow out. That's a non-natural blonde. Obviously not me, but I wanted to sort of differentiate her from me from the jump because, this is satire and these are not my personal opinions.
Now all of my oceans have riptides. Can't seem to find what's wrong. The whole world is letting me down. Don't you think the early 2000s seem so far away?
I was really wanting to sort of speak to the sadness that a lot of people feel in our modern world. Young people are anxious and depressed as fuck. People don't feel spiritually connected. They feel lost. They don't feel, centered or grounded. And so they are looking to, lots of people are looking to, elements of wellness culture to try and feel good. Also, there was something about the early 2000s. I was young, but listening back to that pop music, it's so optimistic and kind of naturalistic. There's tons of references to being outside, honey to the bee, like I'm like a bird, like I love how vibey it was. And I feel like maybe it was because the economy was good. People were, it seemed bright and light, like there was an optimism. And so in calling back to, it seems like we're far away from that time. That's sort of contrasting that optimism with the despondency that this character was feeling.
Ladies, begin your sun salutations, transcendental in your meditations, love and light.
Love and light is a psychotic phrase. It's so insane. And I did want this part to feel funny. And I think love and light makes it feel like so evil and funny in the best way. And the way that I sing it, like we kind of warped one of the vocals. So it's like this like maniac, like screaming love and light to herself, which really amused me.
You can run Satan, I'll cleanse the crystals. We can get hype only if the wind blows just right.
I actually have read an incredible piece in The Guardian about crystals and sort of crystal collection coming to you. They might be mined by a child. They might be mined by someone who's receiving like subhuman level pay, risking their lives. We can get high, but only if the wind blows just right. Is so like, that's an uptight person singing that line, right? They're like, yeah, totally. I'd love to get high and lose track of time, like if everything's all good, you know? Like she's holding on pretty tight to her reality.
I can't feel a thing. I keep looking at my mood ring. Tell me how I'm feeling. Floating away, floating away.
I used the concept of a mood ring to illustrate this idea, A, because it was really connected to that kind of early 2000s time period that I was trying to kind of go back to at times. But B, because a mood ring, we know it's not real, right? Like you look at it and it's green and you say, oh, my feelings are mixed today. Like even as a kid, I knew that wasn't real, but I still placed some stock in it. I think certain elements of wellness culture are like that. Things like reading your star sign or tarot. I'm going to get so much shit for this, but and I do like believe in my star sign. Of course I do. I'm a Scorpio, but there are certain things that we ascribe meaning to because we have to, because we need to feel well and whole. And something like a mood ring felt representative of that to me. It's almost like a magic 8-ball. Remember how seriously you would take the magic 8-ball answers as a kid? You'd be like, signs point to yes. We're going to get married.
I'm trying to get well from the inside. Plants and celebrity news, all the vitamins I consume.
This is the moment where I creep into the song. I had a moment of realizing, like, I'm trying to eat, like, all these dark leafy greens, but I'm also going on the Daily Mail for, like, 2 hours at a time. Like, I'm thinking of myself as a well person, but I'm literally rotting my brain. And I think it's a funny dichotomy. And I know a lot of women who are the same, who are like, like would not eat dairy, but would totally just like, go on the Daily Mail and like blow their brains out for hours. Putting nutrients into your body, like, on one level, that is wellness, but if it only goes that deep, if you're not thinking about something like your digital diet, for example, that might be a clue as to why you're not feeling as tip-top as maybe that like bottle of supplements would have you believe that you should be.
Let's fly somewhere eastern. They'll have what I need.
This, I think, is kind of the spiciest line in the whole song. It's satire, guys. Like, I don't think this is what you should do. A lot of people will look to other cultures for kind of spiritual salvation. Like, I know people who have gone to somewhere like Bali to try and find themselves without really thinking about what effect that has on the place you're going to. It's a crazy moment in the song. We do like a guitar hook that intentionally sounds like someone's interpretation of the East in this way that is like not all good. It's like this almost sounds like it could be a George Harrison guitar lick, and that was very intentional for it to feel like basically like a white person's interpretation of I'll get on a flight and go that way, and maybe I'll sort of glean some wisdom from this other culture, which is a super problematic thing that people do. But that happens all the time.
Ladies, begin your sun salutations. Pluto in Scorpio generation. Love and light. You can burn sage and I'll cleanse the crystals. We can get high, but only if the wind blows just right.
Pluto and Scorpio generation is millennials. That's where the planets were. Pluto was in Scorpio for that period of time. So yeah, it's just my way of shouting out millennials.
All the sad girls sing. We'll keep dancing till the mood rings. Tell us how we're feeling. We're floating away, floating away.
I liked conjuring this group of women as the vocals become more lush. You know, it seems like more girl groupy when you say like all the sad girls, you know, let's come together and sing. And I like the image of, you know, a whole room full of people being lost and all kind of looking to the Louvre to try and find it.
Take me to some kind of, take me to some kind of, take me to some kind of place. Anywhere.
I loved this image of this girl not even knowing where she wants to be taken, just that she wants to be taken somewhere. Take me to some kind of place. There's something so sad about it. I feel for her, you know. She wants to go somewhere, but she doesn't know where. Like, somebody help this girl.
Watch the sunset, the back of my life. I just want to know, will it be alright?
That's really me creeping in, you know, that's genuine. I do want to look back and feel like it's all good, like I made the right choices, you know. It just has a wider sentiment. I just sort of ad-libbed that on the mic. It felt so cute, but the sentiment felt legitimate as well. And yeah, I realized, oh, this is this is Ella poking through the satire curtain right now, you know. So I like that I feature on my own song right at the end. Like, we've all been that person trying to feel good, maybe getting there in like weird ways, but I feel no animosity towards this character. I feel a ton of empathy for her. It is a really weird time to be alive, and you know, I get that everyone's trying to get there in a different way, but it was definitely an idea that I had to explore.